Month 6 in the time of the Eternal, Month 9, Day 8, 2023. Psalms 37 verse 18. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. Entrust your counsel to me. Do not trust your own judgments, because man's judgment is like quicksand, which, believing itself to be firm, it sinks. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and my eyes, for eternity, are fixed on the upright in heart and the perfect in spirit. Then you will say, how Jehovah is with his eyes fixed on the perfect in spirit and the upright in heart. I will answer in this way, I am the today, the yesterday, and the forever. I know your future as you know the past. Even more, with more clarity. And I already know the one who will end up being upright and perfect, in all his maximum expression, towards me. Understand you, that you are dust without hope, in sin, but in me, even he who is in the dust will live. Do you know what is there, further from our sight? Which of you mortals can tell me the birth of the entire vast universe? Which of you can explain our eternal nature without error? Therefore, truly truly, I tell you to leave your cavilitions and your desires of feeling superior of each other, wandering about what can be or what will be. Is it for salvation to know whether the 144,000 are literal or symbolic? By no means. The important thing is how they will reach to be so and what they will do and what reward they will have. Therefore, leave your vain conversations that separate the man from justice and turn him haughty in spirit. Everything revealed to you, from yesteryear until now, is what is necessary for me to be able to save you, if you treasure it and if you put it into practice. Then, when the infestation of sin ends, I will let you know, for eternity, all things, for you will be my special treasure. But be careful of those who incessantly seek novelties, to be noticed, and go after fanciful ideas of their finite mind, filling with assumptions the precious time of real preparation. When I was on earth, with my disciples, some of them longed to sit, one on my right and one on my left in my kingdom, but they did not know what they asked for. For the heart of the mortal seeks reward, but in my kingdom all are rewarded. I have left you all necessary instructions for your salvation. Through prophecy I warned you of the future to come. Your mind, corrupted by sin, needs the peace and tranquility of the mountains so that I can speak to you and you understand my voice. From the Garden of Eden, I never created a city. My real children, from long ago, never lived in cities. I took out those who looked for me in the city, like Abraham, Moses and others, to educate them in the countryside, in peace and quietness in order to carry out my work. So why do many declare that you must live in cities in order to save those who dwell there? To these, I refer them to Lot, who he could neither save his wife nor remove the corruption from his daughters. There are many hypocrites among those who claim to be my people. They hurry with what they see is beneficial to them, but with what takes away their comfort they go slowly, taking their time, which, sadly, it will be for destruction. All those who procrastinate in the cities will lose their own lives or those of their children. Because they have ignored my sayings and disdained my commands. These, because they knew, and they ignored it and delayed being able to do it. Some expect everything to be easy so they can be able to advance. And others, having possessions, do not want to sell them because, according to their reasonings, if they go out to the countryside and things go bad, they can return to the place from which they came out. Others leave, and another is paid to do to you all that I have called you to do for the molding of your characters. I see and observe who advances regardless of the cost of effort, and who struggles in the slightest. I see the opportunist, and I also see the hard-working ones. The fool says in his heart, I have already arrived at the field and I will rest until the heavens open. Truly, truly, I say to you, that these will receive the plagues, for my seal will not rest on them. The just and diligent person gets up early in the morning, he entrusts himself to me and makes of my word his first food. Then, meditating on this, he begins his day of work with thanksgiving in his heart. He does not eat his bread for nothing, nor is he burdensome to his neighbor. He is diligent, honest and cries out to me for wisdom, to fulfill his part every day. To these, my eye sees and help comes to them. But others live each time more seated, more reclined, and very calm in their duty. They become contentious if their duty is pointed out to them, and angrily withdraw, causing opprobrium to the message. Therefore I say to you, wait in me. Because, whoever says to his brother, come with me, here is a dwelling place for you, and this one, not converted, goes and lives with him, and knows his house, for, this one, confident, opened his heart to him, and then this close one turns his back on him, this one will become his worst enemy. And he will seek to destroy him one way or another. Therefore, do not advance without my consent, and it will be well with you. To others, I give them the opportunity to be welcomed. But, seeing themselves safe, their heart becomes indolent and contentious. These, I remove from their seat because, only he who having is taken away this that he has is that then, perhaps, he will be able to recognize his error. But, also, the heart is deceitful and perverse, so much so that even the one who carries it does not know what is hidden in his secret chambers. And for these, even 1,000,000 words will not be beneficial, because they rejoice in their perverse heart. For these, my light will go out and will guide them no more. The fool says in his heart, I will see peace and good days, for my desires are fulfilled and my storehouses are full. Sad will be his disappointment when he sees that everything he forged with his own hand, without my blessing, is like salt when mixed with water. Therefore, be vigilant, be sober, for truly, truly, I say to you, all injustice will be broken and all justice will be lifted up. But in the world it is also necessary for this to happen, for justice to be persecuted and injustice to prevail in all its energetic power before my soon coming. Therefore, whoever is not founded on me, he will fall irremissibly. Buy from me gold refined in fire. There will be those, in the churches, who will present fables and suppositions in contrast to my great and ennobling truths, which must be firmly stored in the deposits of your minds. Men, by accepting one theory or another, in their curiosity, something that they believe necessary to know, it is then that they guide themselves by themselves, and I do not guide them. Do you already fully know what is necessary for your salvation? And, did you reach that norm? So why are your thoughts and time occupied with what will not save you? Truly, truly I tell you that many, in promising places, will lose the opportunity for their salvation due to mere theories without salvific foundation. Fight before this growing wave that the evil one infiltrates into your being, so that you are not defeated by evil. The final crisis is very close, closer to you than you think. Soon, the battle of Armageddon will be in your midst. Every evil force will launch an intense activity. The fusion of evil angels with mortals will soon be completed. These, experienced in the arts of deception and combat, will give no quarter in the last conflict, with desperate fighting. The mortal will be from one place to another, in anxiety. This will come before you, and none of you should be overtaken sleeping. I tell you again, remember the prudent virgins. As captain of the angelic hosts, I will be on one side, and the dragon, the beast and its image, with its companions, on the other. Unimaginable scenes are in front of you. Those who bear the mark will want to annihilate those who bear the seal. A solemn and terrible time is before my people. And, to many, lethargy and procrastination dwell in them. Perhaps when you see the giant wave rising with great impetus where you are, will you remain standing waiting for it to fall on you? Won't you run to save your lives? Moreover, I tell you that many, waiting, because of their preferences and desires, for everything to be as they desire to advance, this flood will cover them and they will not have salvation, because they put their plans and desires above mine. See how the world is in agreement. The last tokens, all of them, will be placed in their place and, under a cloak of mercy, the cruelest tyranny that has ever existed among mortals will rise. Therefore, don't waste time. And fight the good fight of faith every day so that you can, in me, reach the full stature that you need to be sealed, for my inheritance will be preserved until the end. The replacement of the true by the false is the ultimate final drama. My real day versus the spurious day. The Sabbath, the seventh day, versus the first day of the week, the day of the sun. But you will not be alone, for I will arise and be for you. Those who, hearing the truth in all its energetic power, choose to follow the day of the sun, the spurious day, the first day of the week, will be placed among the goats, on my left. And those who accept my words and take sides with my holy day, the Sabbath, the seventh day of the week, the Shabbat, will be at the right hand, among my sheep. Babylon has made all of them drunk, but, when the drunken man is given solid food and the drunkenness passes, like this will my solid food come to these drunken people. And, after they are lucid, they must decide. The one sitting among the hills will be angry and roar with great power, but I hide mine under my wings. Therefore I say to you, when you enter into cavalations, you partake of the wine of Babylon. Rebellion, anger, strife, believing oneself more than another, venerating one another, ignoring my sayings, despising my messengers, rising up against them by not understanding my designs, this is not against them, but against me. And I see the righteous, and know his affliction. I will be for them and will free them from those who are drunk with the fornicated wine of Babylon and practice the 7 ways of falling, for their heart, their mortal self, lives enthroned in them. Therefore, I know the day of the perfect. And, how is the day of the perfect ones? Listen carefully. The one who is going to sow, he educates himself and knows that he has to do every necessary step for the seed to germinate and bear good fruit. This one observes my agricultural times and recognizes the preparation time, the sowing time, the maintenance time and the harvest time. He diligently observes, accordingly, his territory, where the sun rises and where it sleeps, and in what direction the wind goes. Like this, he chooses the place to plant. Then, he analyzes the earth, whether it is fertile or infertile. If it is infertile, he helps it to become fertile. Then, he plans what he will plant. And he makes the furrows and elevations with drainage to access water, or excess of this and the retention of it where it is necessary. Then he knows his seed. He has understood himself in it, in size, expansion and class. Then, he makes a seat for it according to its needs and puts a roof over it, as this needs it, so that the sun does not hit it too much due to its tenderness. Then, he waters it carefully while he sings hosannas to my name and thanks me, in its midst, in fervent prayer. Then, he daily rejoices in its development and sings of gratitude to the one who lives forever, and takes care of it from every mishap. Then, he leans flowers in its midst, in preparation for its prompt fruit, making the environment attractively delicious to the pollinators. Then, he watches over it when the night is illuminated, because the invaders arrive. Then, he observes its first buds, after the flower is fertilized. Then, he realizes, in diligent study, when this is ready. And he keeps in mind the appointed time so that my blessing is not lost. Finally, when the appointed time arrives, he collects the fruit, recognizing that all the first fruit is mine. And then, he eats, in gratitude, my blessing, which rested in his midst by being diligent with his hands. This is what the diligent one who seeks my advice does in observing and meditating on the living factories that I have created for your sustenance. Harvested and eaten properly, they will never harm your body. Be wise and focus on what benefits you, because the food poison is among you. Therefore, put your hand to the plow and do not turn back, so that you will not suffer. I know the perfect ones, who put into practice what they learn every day, and as they learn, in me, they work from their interior to their exterior. Therefore I tell you that, I know what you know and what you do not know. Search every day for what you lack, because, if you do what you already know every day, I will reveal to you what you lack so that you can do this and like this grow in continued perfection, before me, until you reach the stature that I require of each one of you. To these overcomers, their inheritance is assured forever and there will be no more crying or pain, because all that is old is past and behold, I make all things new. Walk straight for me and I will always be for you. Faithful and true words that I leave, from the Eternal, for each one of us. May the Lord bless us.